Hello, we have today Brad Batt, the councillor of Ward 11 Mississauga and the former MP in Mississauga Streetville and always a good and close friend for the Egyptians and Coptic community in Mississauga. Welcome, Brad, in Oxygen with Ramy.
Thank you, Ramy. Good to see you again.
Yes, actually, you are one of the most active counselors, and we see you all in our activities. And now we have a great news that you make the month of December as the Christian month in Mississauga. True?
Yes, we unanimously, as Mississauga City Council, passed a motion this past Wednesday to recognize the month of December as Christian Heritage Month in the city of Mississauga. This has never been done before in Mississauga, and I'm delighted that my colleagues, the mayor, and all members of council supported the motion, and that will finally be designating December as Christian Heritage Month.
That's great. That's great. And you are the one who originated or initiated the move. And that's great that you have a lot of support. But what you make you think about a Christian month in Mississauga? What are the reasons?
Well, I think it's really important. I mean, we recognize many months and weeks and days in particular for various faith-based groups, cultural groups, countries of origin, and we celebrate all of those. And Mississauga is certainly the most diverse, multicultural city, probably in all of Canada, and we welcome everyone to be here and to practice their faith and their culture and to celebrate. Here we are right now with Diwali as an example, and we all embrace that and think that's an important celebration for our friends in the Hindu, Jain, and Sikh communities. But we also need to recognize the Christian heritage of our country and of our city. Still have a very large population of people who live in Mississauga who identify as Christians in all the various denominations, including Orthodox Christians like Coptics and others are, and they celebrate Christianity, and that's wonderful and fantastic. And so let's recognize the month that is probably most impactful for most Christians, which typically has been December, and let's recognize that in the city. And that's why we're moving forward with this, to make sure that Christians, just like all the other faith groups that we have across our city, are recognized as well.
Great move, Brad. And I would like to mention for my audience that Brad is always in every occasion, on most of the occasions, for all the ethnicities background you find here and there, always joining and contributing for the diversity of Mississauga communities. You are always there, and you are one of the active with different communities. Let me ask you why, especially in the month of December.
Well, I think December 25th for Christians like me, I'm a lifelong member of the United Church, and I realize that the Orthodox community, celebrate a little bit later. I know their Christmas Day is January 6th versus December 25th for me, but I think most people recognize the birth of Christ within the late December, early January. And so I think the month of December makes a lot of sense for this particular recognition and celebration, even though we do recognize the fact that other Christians recognize their Christmas Day as being in early January. But you always have to pick dates for these things and times and months, and I think most people would recognize that traditional Christmas for most Christians is recognized in the month of December, on December 25th. But that doesn't take away at all from our friends in the Orthodox community that recognize Christmas on January 6th, and we'll continue to celebrate that too.
Yeah, it's a few days difference, so it is the right month, and actually, it will give a little bit warm in the cold December. So that's a good choice. So let me ask you about what are the activities that you think could be done on such months, the Christian culture.
Well, I'm hoping now that some of the Christian faith-based groups will come to us and offer to have special events that we can all celebrate. That the mayor and members of council, our MPs, MPPs, others can come out and celebrate in different ways and shapes and forms. I've already made a request that we pick a date early in December to do a flag raising at Mississauga City Hall in recognition of December being Christian Heritage Month. So hopefully early we can raise a flag or flags, because I know different denominations of Christianity are interested in participating. I've already had some of those conversations with folks, so I'm sure there's some way that we can recognize and perhaps do a couple of different flag raisings. Maybe we do one, with the Christian community that I'm a part of, that recognizes December 25th as Christmas Day, and maybe we can do another one with the Orthodox community and make sure that we can recognize that their Christmas Day is a couple of weeks later, even though it's not in the month of December. I think there's lots of ways we can do this, but the best part about getting this motion passed and moving forward is that we can encourage celebrations and activities to take place in the month of December in the city of Mississauga, recognizing Christian heritage.
Amazing. Why don't you design a flag and logo which unify all the Christian communities in Mississauga?
I think that'd be a fabulous idea, and I would be willing to work with different denominations of Christianity to see if we could come up with one. Maybe we can create our own and fly that flag. So we've got some time, to get that done. And as I say, I've already done a little bit of outreach already with a few groups that I am very familiar with, and I think there's more to do. But I think, Ramy, I think that's an excellent suggestion. Could we have a unity flag? That would show Christianity from a bunch of different denominations and bring us all together to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, our Savior, for those of us who are Christian, and get something done.
Yeah, I think it would be a great idea if we can do this, because it's also the message of Jesus Christ to unify everyone in His body. So it might be good. I'm willing to help if there is a room or need my help to do that. And actually, it's a great step to spread love, accepting others, and as a Mississauga, the city of diversity, this will be a very good addition to the communities. My question is when it will be voted, or when the decision will be taken in Mississauga, and when it will be activated. For sure, expectations.
Well, it's already done. It was at our city council meeting on Wednesday, October 30th. It is already passed. It is done. It is set in stone. It is absolutely now Christian Heritage Month. Council voted unanimously to support that motion, and just on that, and because we have members of council from all kinds of different faith backgrounds, and to get a unanimous vote on this is very telling, I think, about Mississauga and about our mayor and members of council who embrace faiths and diversity in our community very, very, very strongly. It's interesting that the best support that I've seen through social media on the motion that I sponsored in designating December as Christian Heritage Month is actually come from people who aren't Christians, who actually have said to me, "Councillor, what a great thing for Mississauga to do. Mississauga already celebrates all these other heritage months and weeks and days and proclamations throughout the entire year. How great is this that we are now recognizing Christianity as much as we're recognizing all of the others. So I've been really, my heart's been warmed by the outpouring of people who have contacted me to thank me for this, who are not Christian, and say it's important to recognize Christianity just like we recognize almost all of the other faiths that make up this great city of Mississauga.
What a great step from a very experienced councillor and the former MP who knows Mississauga very well. And actually, this will add to the culture, the rich culture of Mississauga. And let me ask you a question. It seems like it is a Christian event. How this Christian month will be a message of love and unity, not only among Christians, but for all the Mississaugas?
Well, listen, I like all of our events, we open it up to the entire community. So I've been at flag raisings and I've been at events celebrating all kinds of cultures and backgrounds, and people of all faiths and backgrounds have shown up. They've been invited to come. So obviously, that would be our intent. I would hope that if we are doing various celebrations, that we would encourage people of all backgrounds and faiths and cultures to come and join us, just like we do when we celebrate your events and milestones in the various religions. As they say, like, I mean, I was in an event just last week celebrating Diwali. Well, you know, Diwali's not something I personally would celebrate, but I'm there to show my support for our friends in the Indian community and the Hindu, Sikh, and Jain communities that celebrate Diwali as their most important day of the year in their religious calendar that they celebrate. And so for a Christian like me to be able to go to an event that they have to celebrate their religion and their faith, I hope they would come and do the same with us as well. We're always open.
This is Mississauga. Different ethnicities and backgrounds, but one heart and one big family. And I would like to thank you very much to add this this month and this Christian month, so that we will the Christian community will be able to spread the message of Jesus Christ, love, forgiveness, unity, acceptance. And this is about Mississauga and about Canada. Really, really, I appreciate this move, Brad, and I appreciate what you did, and I appreciate the city councillors and the mayor who accept and promote such acceptance events.
Yeah, well, I'm very proud of my colleagues for unanimously supporting this motion, and some of them speaking very enthusiastically about it. So it's a great time. Obviously, this December will be the first time, so things may not happen as much as we'd like this year. But yeah, boy, we've got lots of time to plan for years in the future to make sure we have lots of celebrations in the month of December celebrating Christianity in the city of Mississauga.
That's great. Thank you very much for this move. And it's not strange on Brad Bad that he always have a very good initiative for the Mississaugas, and you are always working with and for the people. I really appreciate. I'm very proud of what you did, and we are looking forward to see these activities of the Christian Month in December.
Great. Well, thanks always for inviting me, Ramy. Always great to have an interview with you.
No problem. Thank you very much, and we will follow up with you in the future activities of the Christian Month. Thank you.
Anytime. Thanks again.
Thank you.